Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. A user has asked for basically a twin flames natal chart analysis. We're looking a little. I'm just looking at the chart. We're looking for a few things though. This is going to be. Some people say, why does the twin keep coming back if they're not ready for union, or what's that all about? So if you're going through anything like that, this will probably be a good video for you. I'm just looking at it, and you can see the synchronicities. You can just look at that chart and not see the synchronicities. Not perfect synchronicities, but you're still seeing. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of things. So the female that requested this is on the left, and the male she's asking about is on the right. I just want to get the count. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Her first house is Capricorn and Aries. Aries is the first house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. His first house is Gemini. Will still be Aries. Even though they count his first house as 12, but because the East Point and the Ascendant is in the 12th house, it makes it the first house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So both of them have medium quality in the 10th house, which is a good thing. All right, so we're going right in. True North, her True North node, what she needs to work on in this life is the 11th house with Scorpio. So Scorpio is telling you it's a soul situation. We'll find out more about it, but Pisces rules Scorpio, so this is the psychic person we're dealing with, Pisces and Scorpio. So she understands angel cards, because that would be the spiritual aspect of being a psychic. She also understands tarot cards, which would be the Scorpio aspect of tarot of psychic ability. So she has both. And that's her True North node, and it's in her house of Pisces, which is really a spiritual house, but it can deal with church, it can deal with police, arrest, medical problems, sickness, mental illness, probably even spiritual deception, anything that's really dysfunctional, animals, secrets, prostitution, weird sex, anything that would be dysfunctional is in that 12th house. So they put her, that's her True North node, and we'll find out why. And you see Uranus is right there, basically in the 10th and 11th house. Now, what did we just do? All right, that's her 11th house. That's not her 12th house. Her 11th house is friendships, acquaintances, groups. So that's Scorpio right there, and that's her True North node. So she may be attracted to, well, again, Scorpio is, I think I've already said it, but it's anything with sex, soul matters, twin soul, twin relationships, depth, taxes, secrets, animals. So that's kind of like her True North node in the house of friendships, associations, and groups. She's actually bringing a Scorpion energy, and also she's kind of like bringing the 10th house of career, which is got Libra there. So the career house can be real funny. So first off, Libra can be law, it can be justice, it can be karma, peace. That could be the career, or it could be your twin flame journey, which would be in that case Libra, which would be dealing with couples. So she's bringing that energy, that 10th house energy, and you can tell it's still a soul energy because Pluto's there, and she's bringing that soul energy into the 11th house of friendships and groups and associates, and it's her True North node. But the 11th house is also run by Aquarius, and Aquarius is about the two souls coming together, the two souls, one or more souls saying, hey, we got to work this out. We're twin souls, so we really need to work together. So she's got all that that going on, that energy going on, but that's just the early part of her chart. We have to find out more about it. And then when you get to her 12th house, again, we already said what it is, Pisces. We already explained it, so we're not going to explain it again. But we have Sagittarius there, which is the higher self, the higher rules the 9th house, which could be travel, philosophy, your higher self, foreign travel. And then it's got Neptune there. Neptune also deals with astral planing, dreaming, your subconscious, and it's retro, which can mean past life, but we'll have to wait till we get around the chart to find out why that might be retro. And then it's the ascendant, which is giving you sun energy. So it's still dealing with Pisces energy and dysfunctional stuff, but it's also dealing with your subconscious, because Neptune rules Pisces, your dream state, and it's also healing any dysfunctions. Anything that's blocking you from ascending higher is being addressed in your 12th house with Neptune through your dreams and your subconscious. And you can just see how they're trying to put all those houses close together by using planets or your true north node close to the next house, to the border of the next house. So these are all shared energies. I'll be back in a moment. Going right to the first house, Capricorn and Aries. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn tends to be a worker, tries to keep things together. It can be kind of concerned with your reputation, because Capricorn is your 10th house, and we already did your 10th house. So Aries is so this may be a person who's very interested in reputation, what other people think, and a career or work. So if that's true, they would be somewhat concerned about relationships, because Libra is in their 10th house and Capricorn rules the 10th house. Second house is really ruled by Taurus, but it has Aquarius there. And remember, Aquarius is your 11th house, where Scorpio is. So it may be some finances there because of that. But Aquarius is that kind of innovative person who helps other people. And the 11th house ruled by Aquarius is either friends, associates, or groups, but it could also be when the two souls decide to work together. The twin souls. Third house is communication house, ruled by Gemini, but you have Pisces there, so they're going to psychic connection back to your 12th house, and that's the house, like I said, church, building, spirituality, dysfunctions, addictions. So Pisces is there with Lilith, and Lilith is retrograde at 22 degrees, which is the twin flame number. But what Lilith does, Lilith takes that energy of that house, which is Pisces, and it's going to like amplify that psychic ability. And remember, Lilith is the dark side of the moon, and the moon rules Pisces. So you have a heightened spiritual psychic ability in your third house of communication. So these are things you probably talk about. And remember, Gemini rules that third house, which is also the twins. And And then this is your house of communication, so she's also gonna push that. And they just keep putting satellites and planets real close to your next border, because then they got Vesta there. So some of that Vesta energy is in your third house too. So whatever Lilith is retrograde about, that's what she's gonna be talking about through you. And usually Lilith, and that if you think about it, 'cause that's kind of like why you contacted me, because you're like, either he's coming back or he's not. Why is he playing games? And that's how Lilith is. Lilith's not having that. Like, you're not gonna play Lilith out. And Lilith don't. See, what people don't realize, and I be trying to warn people, is they don't listen. I don't even care no more. I used to care. But you can't fuck around, because the universe will get your ass. I tell people that all, and they just keep on playing. They're like little children. As long as daddy ain't home, I'm going to keep on being disobedient to daddy, get there and spank that ass. But you can't, not with Lilith, because Lilith will fuck someone. Lilith is great. Lilith will kill kids. Lilith don't play. So that's the one person you don't want to mess with. So now, if you're connected to this guy through the dreams, which we don't know yet, at least I don't know yet, Lilith can also get to him through his dreams and stuff. Like my twin flame, I've known for over a year and a half, my twin has trouble sleeping. They told me that about a year ago, a year and a half, and they're still telling me. They're telling me with this new moon that just happened last month on the 26th, they're saying she's beginning to be able to sleep and stuff like that. You can't do dirty, especially you don't understand this is a sacred union. Like, we're really one with the universe, whether you believe that or not. You still are. It doesn't matter what you believe. You're in third dimensional, trapped in third dimensional thinking until you start to realize who you really are, that you don't be trapped anymore. But you're still going to go by the universal rules. So that's kind of like what you got going on in your third house, and I'm sure I'll see it more, that I understand it a little bit better. And that's why you have Sagittarius in your 12th house, because your 12th house is ruled by Pisces. Pisces is in your third house, and Lilith is pissed off. And then your Neptune is pissed off because of the dreams. And then the Neptune retrograde takes those dreams that you have and what's going on in your subconscious and your whole past, your past life, and it takes it and puts it in his mind and his subconscious. And that's the reason why he keeps coming back. But see, he still ain't ready. So the subconscious may bring him back, but he really still ain't ready. So you got your answer to that question. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I hate to tell you all that, because I'm a really nice person. See, when I was young, I was like a bad dude, like really. And so as I grew up, I regretted that. So now I'm extra nice, but people don't really appreciate nice all the time. And sometimes in a relationship, you have to come to the conclusion. Like I had to come to the conclusion, do I want to play these mind games? Because it just seemed like a lot of females need that. They need somebody that's going to play mind games, or they need somebody that going to act like a father figure or some shit. So I wouldn't do it, because that's what I used to do when I was real young. And I'm a grown-ass man, and I refuse to go back to when I was a kid. And I'm not laughing, like I'm being totally serious, but I refuse. It's a shame that so many grown adults need that type of presence in their life to function. And that's the kind of junk we was doing, like when I was young, like 5 years old and 6 years old and 7 years old. And it's grown adults. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50 years old. That if you don't play mind games on them, they won't. And that's what your whole government does. And you fall right in like these people. And they get mad when I tell the truth. But it is what it is. So, again, a person has to make their own choice. So, I may be able to keep this person in my life. But am I willing to resort back to mind games to keep them? Or am I, like in my case, am I willing to treat a grown-ass woman like a little-ass girl for her to act right? And this is real talk. Like, I'm not saying this shit to start shit. It's the truth. That's why I don't give a F if people get mad. I don't care. It's the truth. So I made a choice. Nah, I can't do that. I can't even respect somebody like that. You're a grown-ass woman. You want a man to talk to you like you're a little-ass girl? That shit's strange to me. But I'm telling you all this because that's what you got on your natal chart. I could already see it. Like, you don't have to confirm it or nothing, because I could already see it. And I know Lilith don't play. Like, y'all could talk shit about Lilith, but one thing about Lilith, she's real. She don't play no games. Like, don't fuck with her. Don't play her out. Don't disrespect her, because she gonna get paid back. And she don't play. Now let's do this again. First, second, third house. Okay. Now we go into the fourth house, which is a family house. Your fourth house contains NUMEROLOGY. Whatever woman or whatever person played your motherly figure growing you up, helping you grow up, or in your early stages of life, that's NUMEROLOGY. She's going to be in your fourth house, but she's also going to be in your subconscious. She deals with the moon, and she deals with Cancer. Cancer rules your fourth house. It's higher education, land and property, the heart, vehicles of transportation. Now in your fourth house, you have Aries, which Aries takes you back to your 12th house. So you're already seeing again, this is a soul family. This is a soul family situation. A lot of times when people are dealing with twin souls, they don't realize that their family also is a part of that. Like my twin acted a lot like my older sister. Because it's a soul family. So you got that going on there. And so Aries, again, so you got all this kind of like dysfunction going on. And it's affecting your higher self as well. And then again, we already explained your 12th house. We don't have to explain it again. Because, okay, give me a second. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm kind of laughing because I'm gonna keep this 100. When I was talking about Lilith, right? I was about to say you better be glad a Capricorn ain't around. And then I went to your fourth house, but I took you into your 12th house. But we can't do that just yet because Aries rules your first house. So I can't take you back into your 12th house and your 4th house yet. But that doesn't mean I haven't found the link yet. That just means I haven't found the link yet. But I definitely can link your 4th house to your first house through Aries. And there go Capricorn. Capricorn and Saturn are about karma. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And so they're sharing all this energy for a reason. Remember, I think I even said, I can't tell you why they're sharing your energy yet. But as I do your chart, I'll probably be able to. But so far, your chart is about mainly you got relationship issues primarily with your twin, and there's karma to be paid. And Lilith ain't smiling, and that's why Lilith is in your twin house, Gemini, the 3rd house, retrograde, and she's at 22. Lilith ain't playing. So you don't know everything this dude go through because you don't know everybody ain't gonna tell you their business. But he's like a walking karma. He's like a walking karma target. Which I'm pretty sure he's probably getting hit up already. And his conscious and subconscious is bothering him, which that's why he keep coming back. But he really don't want to be back because he want to do what he want to do. And that's that Aries energy. And that's what you got right there. Aries in your 4th house, which is a soul family house. Because it does your 4th house, because your twin soul is family. In fact, to be honest with you, your twin soul is more family than your family is because your twin soul is the opposite of you. So I hope that all made sense. So now, Vesta, that asteroid Vesta, with the number 2 underneath it, that is your home. It's feminine energy. It's your heater or your furnace in your home, believe it or not. And it also has to do with the flame inside of you that keeps you going because it's a lot of energy. And it can deal with childbearing. That's Vesta. Now, Pallas, who is retrograde for some reason, Pallas deals with a female self-defense. It can be karate or kung fu, but it doesn't need to be. It could just be how she stays strong, how she doesn't allow herself to get hurt. So if you notice, that's at 22, the twin flame number. So they're helping you from past life pains. That's why they are aura. They're helping you cope. Because everybody knows it's not easy because feelings are involved. Jupiter is helping out with money and we'll just say luck. Jupiter helps out with money, luck, expansion, but just good things. So that's going on too. Because see, again, karma is involved with twin flame relationships, and that's what Jupiter basically does. He helps out with the karma by giving you good things, good blessings, good expansion, good growth, finances. And then Chiron is there helping out with healing. Now you go into the 5th house, ruled by Leo. But now this is amazing. Once again, now you see the next asteroid. See how they keep keeping asteroids and planets either at your borders or close to the borders, because they're sharing that energy of these houses. So now you got your 5th house supposed to be about love and fun and children, childbearing, acting like a child, just having a great traveling, just having a great time, taking risks, just feeling great about love and great about life. And you got Taurus there, but Taurus rules your 2nd house of finances and possessions. And who's in your 2nd house but Cancer, Capricorn? Because Capricorn ain't with all that. Capricorn is saying, hey, listen, I want a real situation. Like, I'm not really with all that playing stuff. I want a real situation. So now you got the moon, and the moon represents the divine feminine, and she connects back to your 4th house, because the moon rules Cancer, and the Cancer rules your 4th house. So this is the divine feminine. Now you got a moon in Taurus. Taurus's motto is I have. Taurus is kind of earthy. I have. A Taurus can be stubborn. Taurus can also like be faithful in a relationship if they really have love for the person. And then Mars is basically saying Mars can cause drama, but Mars rules Aries. So once again, you got all that Aries energy, Mars energy, Taurus energy, and then you got the moon. To know more about your 5th house, you really want to learn that moon. But we already saw your 4th house. Your 4th house has to do with the same thing, that Aries energy, messing things up, going against. That's what the Aries does. Remember I said, those of you to be listening to me regularly, I told you Aries be bucking everything up. Aries say buck you, because that's what a ram do. A ram gonna run up on you and buck you with his horns. It don't care. It could care less. And that's what Aries energy is like. This is about me. It ain't about we. It's about me. So you see that in your 4th and your 5th house through Mars and through Aries. Like everything that could be nice, Aries is basically like saying nah and being real stubborn. And so the moon is trying to nurture things and work things out. And that's why they put Keras. Even though Keras is in your 6th house, they don't put Keras so close to your 5th house because they're trying to nurture the situation. They're trying to say, hey, listen, the moon is saying, hey, listen, let's get along. Let's be like family, where I'm a family. I'm a planet that works for the family, for Cancer, and Cancer is a family of the 4th house, and let's work it out. And so far, it ain't going. So I haven't seen one thing to show this person is trying to work it out. Not on this chart, anyway. So somebody might come back around, but they could come back around for all the wrong reasons. So, like I just got finished saying, these are immature ass people at the end of the day. And for some reason I don't, but a lot of y'all put up with that shit. But sometimes you gotta, if you really want it to work, you gotta practice tough love, because it ain't never gonna work till you do. And even Angelica agrees on that. Angelica from Ancient Creation, she said that, because Earth Angel Rosa was saying, oh, you gotta really, treat your twin really good, and no matter what they do to you, you keep loving them, and eventually they'll start loving you. And Angelica was like, no, they won't. They ain't never gonna respect you if you don't respect yourself. So keep on taking them back and wait until they get what they want and then leaving again, because that's what they're going to do. So now we go to house number 6, ruled by Virgo, and here go Gemini. Now, why is your Gemini in house number 6? House number 6 is about the health, healing, service, and home. So it's basically implying that you will be a person who is a multitasker, a thoughtful person, a good communicator. Since that's the 6th house, probably a good. You can heal with your communications. You may even talk. You may use your communications to help serve or help out in the community, help out around you. On the telephone, calling people, seeing if they can partake or donate or whatever. But the 6th house also means that's a twins, and that's Virgo. So Virgo is trying to heal that twin relationship because we already seen it's not really working. And so now we can go to the 7th house, and there she is, Juno. Now I don't know if you ever heard me say this, but when you see Juno with Saturn, Juno is that girl that want to be married. She wants a real relationship. Saturn is the daddy with the shotgun. Gonna make sure it happens. So that's what you have in your 7th house of relationship. And I keep telling you, karma, and Saturn is also karma. So people may think they're getting over when they be hurting their twins and doing all that. You're not gonna get away with it. I already did a video saying it got like over 460 or 500 hits so far. It might be more than that, but I told you all exactly when. 2017 is definitely gonna be karma coming towards people that just do their twins dirty, unjustly. So that's what you see in your 7th house. That's why Cancer's there. Because I keep telling you, we already explained your 4th house. Cancer rules your 4th house. The moon rules Cancer, and what they're trying to do is address your twin. And remember, you're getting all of this at divine timing. I think you were the person that wrote me or requested a reading at the same time or something. Something was going on in your life, and you requested a reading at the same time. And then when I read it, it was exactly going on in your life, because that's the universe motivating you for divine timing. So I'm telling you right now, divine timing is saying that dude can't keep playing you out, because they're going to get his ass. And like, I'm a different dude. Like, don't get me wrong, I got a heart, because it was times I used to really, as much as my twin hurt me, I really didn't want to see her get karma. I was just going to suck it up and take it like a big boy. And then all of a sudden, some stuff just started saying, but you're not going to heal. You can't heal with it. This is all universal. So she got to get whatever's coming her way in order for me to heal properly. And you can trust that the universe will have everything worked out the correct way. And that's why they let me know. They let me know it, but I know everything of it. Like, I know if she's pregnant again, I'll know it. I'll know if she can't sleep, I know it. I know if she's happy, I still know it. So that's what's going on in your 7th house of relationships, but they're associating your family, because this is a soul family situation. Cancer, the 4th house, where he is Aries. And when I say he, Aries, it's just his attitude is I am. It's all about him. And that's why anybody, a man or a woman, but they can be with you and still be with other people and stuff, because all they think about is himself. That's Aries. I am. That's what Aries says. I am. That's the Aries motto, is I am. This is about me, not you. I am. Get the fuck out my way. I am. So that's your 7th house. Time to bring karma. Time to bring karma to the situation going on with that Aries attitude in that's seen in your family house, but also your family house does represent your twin flame. Now, Juno says she may end up in a relationship with somebody that's a Cancer, but that's not always true, or a Libra. That's what Juno says. Saturn basically says you got to play by the rules, or you're going to reap some bad karma. So it's talking about this is supposed to be a relationship. This is supposed to be a family. Juno wants to be happy in a serious relationship, a nice, happy family. So if that doesn't happen, somebody's going to have to pay. And that's what Saturn is saying. Now, going into your 8th house. Now you see the sun with Mercury with the vertex cross. And a vertex cross means that you may have a unique meeting in this 8th house. Now, your 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. And Pluto rules Scorpio. And that takes you back to your 11th house. And the 8th house is all about primordial activity, sex, secrets, mysteries, reincarnation, twin flames, twin souls, past life money, other people's money, debt, shared resources, tax. I think I said taxes, mysteries, animals. The 8th house is the 12th house, but the 8th house is hidden. It's like in the belly and the womb. Whereas the 12th house is the birth, when they're actually out walking around. But it's almost the same. You're dealing with the same situation. So now the sun is trying to bring enlightenment, and it's got 8-4, which is Barack Obama's birthday allegedly. I think it's 8-4. And he's a Leo. So ironically, what's weird about your 8th house is that the sun rules Leo, and Leo is in your 8th house. The sun. So that's a real Leo situation going on. So your 8th house, as crazy as it might seem, is going to have someone like fun, romance, travel, childlike activity, taking risks. So in your 8th house, what normally would be considered hidden is out in the open. People could see it. You almost turned it into a party. And you're still communicating, because we told you got that communication skills. With Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, and your Gemini is in your Virgo. So you definitely got that strong healing communication going on. So they may have sent you into your 8th house to be bold, to be a bold lion, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the dark, and don't sit there wondering why this dude's doing that. Because until you let him know he can't get away with it, he gonna keep doing it, just like I said. So that's that 8th house. See, remember, Mars used to rule Aries. Mars used to rule Scorpio. So that 8th house used to be ruled by Scorpio, but ruled by Mars. But now Mars rules Aries. So Aries is always going to have that 8th house attitude. It's primordial. It's really like, how do I feel? Does this make me feel good? It's about me. That primordial. Let's just have sex. I don't want to make love. That's all primordial. So they turned you kind of like into a lion in that house, because you had to go in and use those gifts they gave you, communicating and getting your point across. And they even put the vertex cross there, because that's an important meeting or an important event. And that's what they're trying to tell you, until you got to make it happen, because he's not going to do it on his own. But you got to remember too, your twin needs you. Like, a lot of people don't, a lot of twin flame relationships have problems because the twin don't realize that you need them, they need you. Like, a twin will just say, what am I getting from him? What am I getting from him? And then if it don't look like he's giving it, they be like, F him, I'll go sleep with somebody else. So that twin has got to learn it, just like you need them, they need you. So now when you look over on his chart, it starts to look similar to yours. You got Mercury, got the sun, a couple other places too. So that's what your 8th house is about. Then the 9th house is when the healing takes place, because that's Virgo. Now you got love at 11-11. Isn't that beautiful? Venus at 11-11, which is really 22. The twins come together, but that's only, in my opinion, only after the healing takes place. But the healing won't take place if you don't stand up for yourself. So according to your chart, your whole reason for being a Leo is so that you will go down into that 8th house and address the situation with that Mercury, to let that person know, oh no, we can't do this. Oh, I'm not having this. No. So you have to toughen up. And then they have good fortune, which is going to be real interesting. You have good fortune in your 9th house, and good fortune in Virgo, and good fortune with Venus. But now they call it part of fortune, but they used to call it good fortune. So now we're going to see what part of fortune means in the 9th house, and all those other things I just said, all 3 of them. We're going to look at every last one of them. Part of fortune in the 9th house. This person usually finds expression through travel, philosophy, higher education, philosophical thought, spirituality, or publishing. He may find his fortunes far from home, or he or she. This person can profit through and from people at a distance. His studies bring insights to him which he uses to help others. It can also be her studies. This is the person who can be a natural clairvoyant as well, which we've already established that fact. Most of this person's labors are mental. And yeah, because you work real hard, I think you are a mental person as well. But you also have communication skills, because what they're encouraging you to do is you use your communication skills to help improve your relationship. This is a person who's always broadening their visas and expanding their education. And I think we went over that before, that you got to get that balance, because it can't always be mental. So now let's do part of fortune in Virgo. All right, give me a second. Part of fortune in, give me a second. Part of fortune in Virgo. The characteristic style of Virgo is intellectual, analytical, conservative, and always seeking perfection. The person with the part of fortune in Virgo uses his mastery or her mastery of details to attain happiness and success. So that's your challenge. That's what your challenge is. So you're a mental person, and you're A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you're, well, if I do this, then that'll happen. So what the universe is saying, well, what if it don't happen? What you gonna do then? So it's kind of like provoking you. But the universe does, like, the universe is a comedian. I've been doing this for a long time. Like, it's a comedian. It's gonna push you to make you react. You can read Jonah chapter 4. That's what God did to Jonah. He made a beautiful plant that Jonah was sleeping under and relaxed, and had a cool breeze. And Jonah was like, it's a very hot day, and God gave me this plant with these leaves, and it's so beautiful. And now I feel cool and I feel relaxed. And then God struck the plant down. And then Jonah was pissed off. And then finally Jonah told God what he really thought about him. Because God had been bullying Jonah through the whole book of Jonah. It's only 4 chapters. You can read it in almost 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So he did all that just to provoke Jonah, to see what Jonah really had to say. And then after he did that, then Jonah finally told God what he thought about him. So what I'm saying is that's what's happening to you right now. You're being kind of pushed by the universe. Because they're saying, oh, you're this intellect, and you're really good with intellect and A, B, C, D, and all that stuff. But what happens when D, F, G, O, F, G, P, H, N? What you gonna do then? So they're kind of like taunting you with this dude. So he's helping you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. But this is how twin flame works. It's the worst thing you can go through, but it is helping you. If you really get outside the box, it's actually helping you, because you're becoming a better person to deal with stuff that you normally would have ran from and want to cope with. And it's not a fully our fault, because like, my background is Christian, so I was raised to believe certain things that I realize is not true. You're in a world full of people, so you can't just go under your cubby hole and wish everything's all right. That's why I call out all these fake twin flamers. They just want to run. They say, where's my twin? Where's my twin? Why is my twin with somebody else? Why won't my twin return my mother? Because it's not just about you. Your twin came to wake your ass up. You're on a planet with all kind of problems going on, and you're trying to hide in your own little world, your own little fantasy world about what love is and stuff. So that twin flame is going to knock you out at one way or another. So that's what you're seeing here on your chart. Now we're going to do part of fortune or part of fortune with Venus. And they will be considered opposition, just to let you know. Conjunct, excuse me. They will be considered conjunct. Venus is conjunct to a part of fortune on your chart. A part of fortune is conjunct to Venus on your chart. So we're going to find that out right now. Venus and the part of fortune. If Venus is with the part of fortune, the potency of Venus will be enhanced, and the person will have tremendous personal charm. The person will probably also be good looking. Harmony and balance come easily to that person. Now this is in your ninth house of higher self. So they're telling you, use your charm, because it was Virgo. They're telling you to heal. They're telling you they blessed you with good charm. And Venus is beauty, fashion, diplomacy, forgiveness, and finances. So these are all things you can help that the universe is giving you to your disposal to help heal a situation. See, that's why I said this teaches the truth. A lot of females just think, oh, it's a man's responsibility to whatever, knock me off my feet. It's the man's responsibility to make me feel a certain way. It's the man's responsibility to make me want to be in this relationship. It's the man's responsibility to do this and be faithful and all that. But when you study these natal charts, it's like, no, y'all both supposed to be helping each other. Y'all both supposed to be making each other strong. That's why an argument is not the worst thing that could happen. Even like my twin, we ended up on a real bad note. But inside of my heart and everything else, I still know that the real feeling she has. I just know that by instinct and just in the universe, the energy and just everything, just looking back over the whole thing. So there may come a time in her life when the universe helps her get a little bit stronger and she won't keep acting like a child and running every time something don't go the way she wanted to. Now we go into your 10th house, which is the house of career, which we've already been there. Pluto, and then Uranus, who rules Aquarius, and then again Scorpio in your 11th house, which is really the house of submission, which is your true north node. And if you notice in it, then they have your 8th house. They have the ruler of your 8th house in your 11th house, and then in your 8th house they have Leo and stuff like that. So they're letting you know that your situation will get better when you start to put your foot down and let him know. And since you're so good with writing and all that, learn how to communicate. Like you can write it down and read it or whatever you got to do, but make sure he knows specifically, and let him act like, because he's gonna act like a bitch when you tell him that. Like, oh, fuck that, I ain't doing this, or you ain't my mother, and you sound real stupid right now. He'll say anything because he knows he's wrong. So he's trying to say anything to get out of it, but the universe has said, so you got to put your foot down. Like, it really is. I know how many times with my twin, every time I kind of stood up for myself, she always backed down. But I just didn't want that type of relationship because I thought it was so immature. Now, damn, I gotta like talk to you like you're a little kid to get you to function. I ain't want it. I was turned off. Because everything I said I would not have in a relationship, that's what she was. But that's the universe. It's always going to be. Like if you say, oh, I'm scared of spiders, guess what's going to come around? Spiders. Oh, I hate that. Guess what's going to come around? Exactly what you hate. All right, so that is your chart. Now we're going on to his chart. Oh, isn't that interesting? His house number 1. Look who's there, Lilith. Woo! Looks like what I said is true. And look what's in your first house with Lilith, the twins, and Lilith is in your 3rd house, which is ruled by Gemini, and in his is Lilith. That's why I say he better be careful, because karma gonna get that ass. I'm not joking on that one. Lilith don't play. Told y'all. I hope y'all saw that. All y'all doubters and non-believers. Peace out to my tough twin flamers. They understand this is not an easy process, but they're tough like I am, and they're willing to go through the process because they trust the universe, and they know that at some point things will work itself out, one way or another. Worst thing that could happen is this: you improve so good that you meet somebody else and still be happy. Now, I know everybody hoping it's with their twin, but there's a reason. Maybe your twin just came to help you get stronger so you can meet the right person. Who knows? That's why I say don't give up on the universe. Learn the universal laws and practice those universal laws, because them universal laws are going to bless you. That's why everything I say out here, I say as a teacher. I work for a living. You understand? This is the first time I've ever said stuff. I've been doing this for well over 40 years. And this is the first, and the only reason why I do what I do because the angels told me to do it. But I'm a teacher by birth. I'm a teacher. I'm trying to see, like Paul said, I want to see the people grow. He said, people think I'm interested in the carnal stuff. He said, I'm not interested in the carnal stuff. I'm interested in seeing the people grow. So now, 1st house, Gemini with Lilith. So Lilith is going to keep in this person's mind. That's what Lilith does. Gemini, couple, twins together. And that's the first house. And then the intensity is going to be Aries. It don't go away. It don't go away. And you got to realize that even though it's going to be counted as the first house, that's really the 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces. Why did the universe do it that way? Because it's through Pisces that he's going to be getting information from Neptune in his dreams. A lot of times when situations ain't right or they're dysfunctional, they'll make the 12th house the first house. I've seen that all the time. So that's your first house, is ruled by Aries with Gemini. So the biggest thing right now is Lilith saying twins, couple, communication. This is all talking about Gemini. Then it go to the second house, Cancer. And this was with Taurus, the bull. Rules the second house, Cancer. It's about family again. So family, Cancer. And then in yours, it's got the moon in Cancer. The moon rules Cancer, but then it got the bull with the moon. Then in his third house, you got the lion. Isn't it? That's ironic that the lion would be in the house of communication, when in your chart, Mercury's with the lion. And I said you're going to have to learn how to communicate. More so. Stand up for yourself. Don't let them get away with it. Throw a fit. He's acting like a kid. You act like a kid. Throw a fit. Fourth house. Family. And there you go again. Virgo right away. Because again, we're still trying to heal out that family situation. And you know it's a soul family because there's Pluto. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make 1, 2, 3, 4. See, your fourth house got Jupiter. His fourth house got Jupiter. And then Uranus is right there. Jupiter usually means, this is what I'm saying. Jupiter, and then notice how Jupiter is at 20. Not Jupiter. Let me go back. Pluto, notice how it's at 22. So you know it's a twin flame issue. Pluto retrograde can mean something external hits somebody so bad that they change internally. And that's what Uranus retrograde means. So whatever's going on, it could be a travel thing. Because there was one man, his twin would not talk to his twin. And then the day I read, this is the truth. The day I read the chart and I saw Pluto retrograde, and I knew what that meant. Something external is going to impact to cause internal change. He got in an accident that same day, and then he called her. Out of all this time, he would not talk to her or nothing. But when he got in that bad accident, he thought he was going to die. That's when he called her and asked her to come to the hospital. So that's what Pluto retrograde can do. And Uranus is always something sudden, just to let you know too. And then if you notice, his Jupiter is also backwards. So it could be dealing with past life money, delayed money. And Jupiter also means like good luck, good fortune, expansion. That's not Jupiter direct. Jupiter indirect is losing money, bad luck, bad things. And that's all going on in his fourth house. Because Virgo, that in order for him to heal, like I said, when you're dealing with child-minded people, you can't just communicate. Because they ain't going to listen. They figure, look at this person begging me to do that. I'm not, ha. But when that impact come, humble that person to change them all around. And then you see on his chart, his Uranus energy is taking him right into the fifth house. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Going into the fifth house. And then what do we have there? Libra in the fifth house. So, which could mean a romantic relationship and all that. And if you notice, a lot of his planets and asteroids are bordering just like yours. So then in the fifth house, you have Pallas again. Because Pallas is all about defense. But Pallas is feminine. So remember that. Phantom Defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in your fifth house is Palace. 1, 2. Let me make sure again. Let me do it again. I take it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. In your fourth house is Palace, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In his fifth house is Palace with the couple with Libra, and then Kyrus is a nurturer, just like you had a nurturer in that area. Going to your sixth house, ruled by Virgo, and once again there is Scorpio. Why? Because Scorpio has to be healed, and now Neptune is taking that Scorpio energy with Virgo. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that healing energy with Virgo, and it's transmitted to his Pisces, which is up there, which we'll talk about when we get there. But he can also transmit to your Pisces. And just like you can with his, your Neptune can transfer to his Pisces. And so now you got the moon again with Scorpio. So that's kind of dealing with reincarnation, soul reincarnation. But it's also dealing with family issues, because the moon rules Cancer, the fourth house. And you see Pluto. Let me do it again. You see Pluto in his fourth house. So you notice his soul matters. And then Scorpio. So Virgo's trying to heal all that energy. The asteroid Kyrus is trying to nurture it. And then that's the vertex cross, which means the person might have a significant meeting at that time. But Juno implies that they may find themselves in a serious relationship with a Scorpio. And your true north node is Scorpio. And always remember, because always remember that we don't really know his real time. So just like where your Libra is, you have Pluto and Uranus. It could be the same way with his. Because whenever you see a chart like this one, they closely look alike, but they're not close, like not identical, whatever words you want to use. That could always be the time factor if you don't know the time. So, like I said, he's got that spiritual thing going on where he could be real good with angel cards, but he also has a Scorpion, that spiritual psychic. But you also have Scorpio psychic, which can be like tarot cards, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the sixth house of healing. Health and service. It can also be the home as well. Aspects of the family. That's the sixth house. Now in the seventh house, there goes Sagittarius, and that's a relationship, which is the higher self. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they put Venus there. Venus in the ninth house, which is your 12th house. Your Sagittarius. Venus with the ninth. Well, Venus with Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the ninth house, but Sagittarius is in the seventh house. Your Sagittarius is in the 12th house. Now, going into the eighth house, again, Capricorn. And Capricorn, again, is a little bit more serious. Well, Capricorn's worrying about the relationship. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is kind of like no nonsense. Like, whatever the house says you should be doing, do it. That's Saturn's mentality. So Capricorn has a little bit of that. And that's all that's in your eighth house, or his eighth house. Ninth house of higher self, Aquarius. Ready for submission, but why? Why do you think he's ready for submission? Got the sun. Why do you think he's ready for submission? Don't you find that quite strange that the one house where Aquarius shows up, the higher self, where the two come back together? Because your higher self is both of y'all together, really. Why is he ready for submission? Why? Because you got that sun from that lion and that Mercury, that communication that's in your house, in your 8th house. So his 9th house becomes ready for Aquarius age when the two start to really work together, but only by you communicating. See, again, I don't know if I ever read this guy or not, but I don't know if I ever say he's an indigo or whatever, but some indigo, they're grown adults, but they're still called indigo children and rainbow children and crystal children and sensitive children. They really need like a communication. They're not gonna. I keep telling y'all that over and over. I hope the guys, some of y'all are listening, because you're not gonna have jack. You can get all the sex in the world. That's low level. That's primordial. That's 8th house. That's Scorpion. Everybody want to have sex. That don't mean shit. But until y'all have communication and start really working through stuff, you're not gonna have no relationship. And that's why the twins is what? Gemini. The twins, the communication sign, the thinking signs. You gotta have thought. Then you got communication, compromise. These are all words that come out of COM. Companion, all come out of COM. So that's what happens. He finally is ready to submit, but only after that boldness. She got to stop being like, that's how old school women used to be. Oh, I'm gonna wait on the man. Some of y'all still like that. Oh, I'm gonna wait on the man. Oh, I wait on the man. The man, I don't know why he doing that to me. I was raised to just, well, it's whoever raised you, they meant well, but they wrong. That's that Imam Coeli 4th house. They meant you gotta be aggressive with this twin flame stuff. And just, you can think of argument. And I used to be that way. I used to think, oh, I done told them people off. They'll never talk to me again. But sometimes that's the best, because I'm a real quiet, nice guy until I get pissed off. But that's the best thing you can do, is let the people know exactly what you think. I'm not going to be putting up with this bullshit. Y'all think somebody playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Blah, 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 blah. I don't need this shit in my life. Boom, 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 boom. And then let that, just hang up the phone. Let them think about it. But that's exactly what you see on the chart. So I know, like I said, I know I'm not wrong because I see it on the chart. And now Vesta is that feminine energy. But she's that fire. I told you Vesta is that fire. She don't play. And she is about relationships and children and stuff. And she's about family. And she's, even in your house, she represents that heater or that furnace. Whatever heats your house up, that's Vesta's domain. And you notice Vesta's in your 4th house of family with Aries, because that's the energy she's going to address. And that's what she does on his chart. Because remember, that 9th house is the higher self house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, but Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And that's what's in your 4th house, is Jupiter. So now when we go to his house, Pisces, with Mars and Chiron, a lot of healing. Mars rules Aries. Mars can be kind of combative. And Chiron is trying to heal everything, but Pisces is spiritual, ruled by Neptune, but Neptune is dealing with Scorpio energy. So looks like that's what the healing is trying to do, trying to heal that Pisces, Scorpio energy and stuff like that. And what house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that Virgo, because Neptune makes it Virgo. And then also Gemini is in the Pisces in the 12th house. So all this energy is being healed in the 10th house, but so his 10th house is about Pisces energy, which is spirituality. And that's house number 10. House number 11, which really should be ruled by Aquarius, but it should be about the twins coming together. But house number 11 is also about, and that's his true north node too. Notice how his true north node is at 22 twice. And that's a twin flame number. So the 11th house is about friends, association, groups. And he's got Aries there, which Aries again is about leadership. So he may have some type of leadership over some type of friendship groups or friends and groups or associations, because Aries can be a leader. And then Saturn is there, because Saturn means a male authority. It can also mean karma, but Saturn can also mean a male authority. So he seems to have some type of leadership and friends and groups. But Aries in 11th house, when you talk about twin flames, it ain't good, because the 11th house is supposed to be about submission, the twins coming together. And he's still Aries, and that says true north no. And then he got the nerd ahead at 2222. That's funny to me. I told you, the universe has a unique sense of humor. And then Saturn, again, is a male authority or a rule setter. So he's some type of leader with friends, associations, or groups. And not only is he a leader, but he also sets standards. He actually maintains, because that's what Saturn does. And that's his true north node to do that. That's a terrible place for Saturn to be if you're talking about relationships. And that's house number 11. House number 12 is just Taurus, which could be anything, because there's nothing there. So you could speculate a lot, but you would have to go to where Pisces is. And Pisces is back in the 10th house with Mars and Chiron. And then also in your second house, ruled by Taurus, is the family, Cancer. So this is some unique Cancer Pisces stuff going on. But I keep telling you, because he has the same ability to be psychic, angel card, spirituality, or tarot card, Scorpion. And for all I know, he may even be making money doing it. So that's what those couple of those houses I just spoke about tend to be saying that. And even 11th house, because Saturn rules the 10th. Saturn rules Capricorn. Capricorn rules the 10th house, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So it just seems like he's good at what he does. He's a leader. He's kind of making money out of there, and that might even make him be a little you know how they be saying he feeling himself. That might really make him be feeling himself. But he still need to be put in check by you, because he's not going to see it until you tell him. All right, so we want to do one thing. Part of fortune is in the 11th house. So that's what we're going to look at first. Give me a moment. Part of fortune in the 11th house. That type of person is usually way ahead of their times in which he lives when it comes to his mentality, his dreams, hopes, goals, and his view of the world. So like I said, he's feeling himself. This is a person who thinks in terms of brotherhood, altruist unity, humanitarian values. He wants to do things that benefit society as a whole. This is why he sometimes sees himself as a reformer of sorts, involving social, cultural, or spiritual values. And that's what we see, the spiritual stuff. Cause see, Jack, cause this, why they say, you gotta understand. Like, we ain't saying nothing about Pisces. I mean, not to them. We said part of fortune in the 11th house. That don't got jack to do with Pisces, but they still know he's a spiritual person, just like I said. And when I say spiritual, it could be different. It don't have to be church and Sunday school. It could be, but it could be cards, angelic stuff, or just that type of angel cards, or just other stuff. The spirit, and even like tarot cards, anything considered a spirit. That's why he sometimes sees himself as a reformer of sorts, improving social, cultural, or spiritual values in those around him. He wants better conditions for his community as well as for humanity. So that's that 11th house, or that's that Aquarius energy. But we're not done. So let's go right to part of fortune, and because they just made him out to be a saint. But let's say what they say when they say part of fortune in Aries. Part of fortune in Aries is the characteristic style of the sign Aries is action, boldly, confidently, self-assertively. But see, that's not always good because that's somebody that's feeling himself. Aries exercise initiative. The person with the part of fortune in Aries will achieve happiness and success through innovation and creative efforts. Okay, so we did part of fortune in Aries, part of fortune in the 11th house, and now we're going to do part of fortune in Saturn. Part of fortune in Saturn. And let me look at it just to make sure. Because Saturn is conjunct part of fortune. If Saturn is conjunct the part of fortune, the potency of the positive attributes of Saturn will be enhanced. Well, Saturn likes to make rules and keep things in order. The person with this conjunction will have a serious approach to life, with a sense of determination to fulfill his destiny and a sense of responsibility to the world. Both Benjamin Franklin and George Washington had this conjunction, and both those men cheated on their wives. No, I'm just joking. I don't know that. I was just being funny, okay? Gotta break it up sometimes with a joke here and there. You people are too serious, just like Saturn. Okay, now, this is what I want to tell. Is going to shock you. So, your issues basically is with his Aries energy. But unfortunately, that's his true north node. That's why he's here, for the Aries energy. But what he has to learn how to do is take you seriously, because he doesn't. Like, ladies, if a guy is cheating on you, he doesn't take you seriously. Let's just be honest. Men, same thing. You gotta, let me just explain something. If you work at a job, you wouldn't go up in there stealing shit, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to get found out, you're going to get fired, and you may get arrested and do some jail time. So you take it seriously. You know don't take no shit. Well, at least don't get caught taking. No, I'm just joking. Don't take anything, okay? So, but you're able to cheat on your ass, though. So you don't value. Like I said, keep it real. Get mad. Because until you do that communication part that they telling you to do, until you let that lion roar, that nigga's not going to respect you. And that's what it boils down to. But the reason why he is aggressive is a good reason. Because he came here to really change the world. He really came here for a good reason. Maybe that's why one of the reasons you're attracted to him. But unfortunately, he got a little too much Aries energy on that ass. And he got to calm it down. And that's what I've been talking about throughout here. But that's only through communication. That's not fully his fault, though. It's your fault. Because you're not really telling him. You're just sitting there taking it. When you need to be letting him know, no, no, no. You got to get like Beyonce. No, no, no. Put a ring on it. You got to toughen up. So, that's all I got. Now, did you ask questions? I forget. I think you asked questions. Okay, questions are definitely, because it's like almost like it's late. I've been doing this all day. I'm tired. I wanted to get all the natal charts out, so tomorrow I just got to deal with them. Some questions and something else I got to do. I forget what it is. And I'll try to handle that tomorrow. It's been a pleasure. This is Gat. You've been listening to Archangel, Revelation, and Prophecies. Now, let me keep it real with y'all. First off, these sales that are going on, they are going to stop. I know I've been real nice with y'all, but there's going to come a time when I'm going to shut them down. You ain't going to have no sales, and you ain't going to be getting all this stuff I do for this low-ass price that I can't even pay my bills. I'm trying to help y'all. So, sales still going on. There's a video up that explains the sales, but even in the description box of this video, you can check it out, or in that video. What else did I want to say? Also, like I said, watch that video again, of all the stuff, I hit y'all with a lot of unbelievable knowledge. So a lot of that has been put on private. I've already explained why. You can watch that video, tell you why. But you can still see those videos, all those videos, you can still see for any donation amount. But I just can't have my channel filled up with a whole lot of videos, because then the videos that people need to see, they're going to miss them, because there's all these other videos that need to be seen, but they just not as timely. People coming here now have twin flame questions, the ones that really are coming around. So that's what I'm trying to address right now, because that's what I've been called to do. But I got videos on twin flame, growth, space, the space charts, the planets, all about the planets, the archangels. I might have left those archangel videos public, I'm not sure. But I got it's unlimited knowledge. So again, if I'm giving to you, and it's always freely, but y'all could get back sometime too. So that's the one thing you can do if you can see those videos. But that's totally up to you. But a lot of people, y'all keep wondering around. Like, again, we proved it with this chart. You saw it. I didn't write the charts. He needs her to be more communicative. He needs her to be more that lion that she's supposed to be. And you see it on his chart. So he's just used to running. But sometimes you need somebody to help you, because you can't come to the right decision if all you're doing is run. Especially Aries, because Aries says, I am. I am. So sometimes you need that person to put that in. That's why that lion will tell that, no, you're not going to tell me, F me. That lion ain't going to get bucked out the way. Not no real lion. If you're a real Leo, ain't no way in the hell some ram just going to run up on you and buck your ass out the way, because you're going to be ready to fight. And that's what he needs. He needs to know he can't get away with that. So, again, that's what my videos show you. How to deal with separation. How to deal with the whole thing that blocks. How to deal with all that. How to work with your horoscope daily. Astrology daily. All that is being shown to you. So, don't be foolish and sleep on that. Because what'll happen is 3 months is going to go by. 4 months is going to go by. 5 months is going to go by. You're still not with your twin. But that's because you're not taking any type of corrective actions that could help change that situation. So that's what's up with that. So all that is in the unlisted section, and that's for any donation amount. And then you get the links to it, and you can check that out. And again, if you feel you don't need them, that's totally up to you. But when 6 and 7 months go by and you still out here talking about, where's my twin? It's because your dumbass is not taking any corrective actions. That's why your twin's not with you, because you haven't taken any corrective actions on how to deal with the situation. And it's not going to change until you personally, not your mama, not your papa, not your dog Fred. When you take corrective actions to address your twin, you will begin to see more a more willingness of your twin to talk to you or whatever. So that's what's up. This is Gat. God bless.